Hello, beloved. This is Lainie Love Dalby beaming in. I am the cosmic creatrix of the Sacred Revolution Oracle and the founder of the Ecstatic Embodied Leadership Academy. And I'm so thrilled to be coming into you today with an oracular astrology reading for the full moon in Aries at 16 degrees that is conjunct Chiron. And this is a volatile yet deeply healing moon. And so this full moon in Aries is on the relationship axis with the moon in Aries and the sun in Libra. And it's all about coming into balance between me versus we. Aries represents our relationship with ourself, and Libra our relationships with others. So coming into right relationship is essential now. And with Chiron, the wounded healer, being stimulated by this full moon, old wounds are likely to surface, especially around relationships. And so knowing that there are mirrors all around us in the form of relationships, what is being reflected back to you now? What needs to be healed and cleared so you can be in relationship in a good way? So it's really time to claim a more sovereign sense of self now and commit to meet others from that place. And so not meeting each other in our wounds, but meeting each other in our sovereignty, knowing what we're bringing to the table. And so stuff may particularly be coming up around where we haven't felt safe or able to fully express ourselves in relationships in order to belong and to continue receiving love, and that fear of losing love. And so compromising ourselves and who we truly are to continue to receive love. And know that Aries can also bring up an intensity of emotions and anger and frustration that are really ready to be transmuted. And Aries is the archetype of the wild warrior energy. It's the trailblazer who goes out into the world and makes things happen. Fire starter. It is a fire sign. And so with Chiron is really calling forward our inner medicine person or shamaness. It is a divine masculine energy, this sort of spiritual warrior power. And so the power of transformation of Chiron really comes through letting the heart break open to whole new levels of love and compassion. And knowing that the only way out is through. We have to feel it all to be able to heal it all. And Chiron really finds the gems in the wound and polishes them into radiant diamonds through spiritual mastery. And our Chiron wound in our own natal birth chart is one of the most important things to tune into around really understanding our own destiny and the medicine that we're meant to bring forward in the world. So if you'd like to know more about that, definitely be sure to book a one-on-one oracular astrology reading to really be able to unlock your cosmic code. There's info about that below. But for now, coming back to this opportunity that we all have together to really be working in the relational realm with this transiting Chiron, finding the gems in the wound of relationships especially. And so Pluto also stationed direct yesterday, which is adding to the intensity and can dredge things up from the depths to be seen and revealed. So it's time to really release with this moon and let go of what is heavy, old, stagnant, especially in the relational realm, okay? And so this is really an opportunity to free our voice, speak our truth, say what needs to be said, and to really release and clear what's holding us back from being in relationship in a good way. And I know personally for me, a part of that is the ways that I need to release control, especially around the outcome and allowing myself to just lean into the mystery. So that's some of my own personal journey right now, but I'm really excited to tune in with the cards that we have today for our journey, and very excited by the cards that came through and just the medicine that's here. So we're going to dive in as well. And the other thing that I want to mention before I dive into the reading is that we actually have a new free gift for you to accompany the Sacred Revolution Oracle deck. It's 22 Revolutionary Oracle and Tarot card spreads to ignite the new earth. And so it's a totally free PDF guidebook, and you can find the info for that below to be able to get your copy and to use that to help ignite your creativity and your purpose and your remembrance. And whatever deck you have, whether it's the Sacred Revolution Oracle or another deck that you love, you can use these spreads to really support you in moving through this time. There's also a relationship reading that's a part of it that would support you specifically today for the full moon as well. Okay, so diving into the cards, the first card is really not so surprising. It is the Transmute in the Flames card. So I'm going to show you all the cards first, and then we can dive into them. The second is number 2. It's Heal the Body Harm. Number 3 is the Golden Light Web of Love Currency. Number 4, Energetic Womb Level Nourishment. And the Galactic Rainbow Shamaness. So it's interesting, I was actually at an event last night doing readings, flash readings. I did about 40 readings in 4 hours, and this card came up a lot. For a lot of people, it kept cycling through and coming back and coming back. So I love that this card is here today for us to tune in a little deeper around this full moon. And so I want to start here because it is that part of what is being dredged up to be cleansed, to be released, to be purged, especially relationally, and really looking very honestly with the illumination of this full moon. Where are you out of alignment in your relationships, in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with others? Where is it that you need to clear and cleanse to come into greater right relationship with those around you, with your own self, with the world around you? And so really looking at, investigating, and seeing, okay, full moons are all about release and letting go and clearing. And what is it that I need to transmute in the flames of this Aries fire today with this moon? What is it that I need to truly clear and release and let go of and shed so that I can be in that next level of expression? Because this is Leo, which is the one who sparkles shamelessly in the world, the one who is really out in their full expression and bringing that forward. And what truth needs to be spoken now to power with that Aries fire energy? What needs to be said that maybe has been in the depths and needs to be pulled back out, dredged up from the depths, to be communicated now and to be shared in a good way, to come into balance, because Libra is also about balance, coming into balance and right relationship together. And so really tuning into that energy there. And I'm going to go next to this card, the Golden Light Web of Love Currency, because this is really an invitation to find ways of working and living and succeeding and creating and relating that don't sacrifice yourself, other people, or the planet, but really support thriving at that self-group world level. And in a way, I feel like that's what the Libra energies are here to do. I'm part of the Pluto and Libra generation because Pluto moves so slowly that many of us are in this generation, and we want to make the world that more beautiful place that our hearts knows is possible. We want to bring that balance. We want to end the separation. And so it's really asking, how can you find ways of living and being and relating that are in support to you and your own autonomy and your own sovereignty and your own essence, that Aries me first energy, and also the Libra, the balance of doing it for the greater good of all and really being in that right relationship. And I believe our love currency, it's our gifts, it's our medicine, it's what we're here to bring. It's how we walk in the world, it's how we show up, it's our actions, it's our thoughts, it's the way we show up. And so how can we walk as greater love now and really be in service to, find those ways of relating that are not sacrificing ourselves or others or the planet, and that are really in service to this greater web of all life. And here is all of us sparkling shamelessly like radiant nodes, like a constellation of us sparkling in the night sky. And so when we're in our essence, bringing our love currency forward, when we have that balance, when we're in right relationship with ourselves and those around us, especially our intimate relationships, we are able to really transmit our full light. We are able to shine. We are able to offer our full love and medicine to the world in a good way, which supports our collective thriving, which supports our collective relational field to really sing in a lot of ways. So it's like, how can we start to relate in a better way and clear and transmute what's in the way of us relating in ways that are really supporting that thriving at self, group, and world level. So really asking that with this illuminated full moon and with Chiron, letting us heal. And that's where this card really comes in. This is heal the body harm, but this card is associated with the Chiron wound, specifically my Chiron wound in Taurus, which is why I created this card and largely why I created this whole deck, to be honest. And so I'll share more about that in another video. But this is about healing the harm that has been done relationally to ourselves, to our own bodies, that have been done to our bodies, that we have done to others, and really looking at places where there has been some harm, where there has been interacting and being in the relational realm in a way that wasn't fully in integrity, that wasn't fully in alignment. And getting really clear about that, because Chiron is, again, the one who finds the gems in the wound. So it isn't to blame or judge when you find the wound, but to really locate that which needs to be healed, that which needs that deep healing, that balm of love, that needs the heart to really open up just a little bit more to it, to allow it to crack a little more wide open in compassion and forgiveness, and really almost self-apology in a way, to be able to come to this place with the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is associated with this card. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And so where relationally do you need to really use that Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian prayer of gratitude and forgiveness? And really, where do we need to bring that in our lives as a healing balm right now, as a support to really coming back into right relationship? Where have we been out of alignment and integrity? Where do we need to say I'm sorry and apologize to those that we love, including ourselves, including our own bodies, including how we've treated ourselves and where we've sacrificed ourselves to be in relationship, to continue to receive love, to continue to really have that sense of belonging. So really coming back into saying, like, where am I abandoning myself even? So releasing any codependent patterns, especially here, but being able to really look closely at, okay, where am I out of alignment? Where am I out of integrity? Where do I need to say I'm sorry? Where do I need to apologize? And to exercise the Ho'oponopono prayer. Ho'oponopono prayer, again, is, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that is one of the greatest prayers we can make that can really bring things back in to alignment. So Chiron is really inviting us here to heal any harm that has been done relationally and to begin to make repair, to begin to repair the relational bonds, whether that's with self, with earth, with the land, with those in your life that you love, with community, and just letting yourself really come into that place of healing and understanding. And this moon is illuminating that which needs to be healed. So knowing if intense emotions and things arise, again, with this energy, if there's a level of intensity, allow yourself to be really kind and gentle with yourself and hold yourself in that. As one of my dear friends likes to say, hold the screaming baby. So you want to hold the screaming baby if it comes up and give it love and tender care and affection, and literally hold yourself and say, I see you, I see you, I see your wounds. It's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And here's how we can move through this in a good way, right? And so that is really the opportunity of Chiron that I love. And I feel like this card is also connected to that, which is energetic womb level nourishment. So this is really looking at what is most deeply going to nourish you on the self level, but also the me level, but also what is going to nourish your relationships, what is going to nourish the we, what is going to nourish that greater collective and that greater light web, what is going to allow us to pour our nourishment into the light web. Because at its core, this card is really about, if you aren't fully nourished in your own being, you can't nourish the world with your gifts and medicine as an ecstatic embodied leader, right? So in our community, especially our Soul Sparkle Sanctuary Inner Circle Learning and Practice community, we're really working with deep themes of being nourished on all levels of our being so that we can show up and nourish the world with our gifts. One of the core 13 pillars of the sacred art of sparkling shamelessly that we work with is deep nourishment for all. So what does that really look like now? And how can we come into right relationship with that in the relational field? How can we treat our bodies as a temple? How can we treat our relationships as temples, as sacred spaces where we are coming together in holy connection, right? How can we really look at it this way? And the hummingbird goes and it memorizes thousands of flowers and it only goes back to the ones that nourish it the most. So what is it that is going to nourish you, nourish your closest relationships, and help you to nourish that greater web of all life with your love currency? What's going to support you in a full embodied level in being able to offer your full medicine to the world, your full gifts, your full essence? And this is really about coming back into balance with the rhythms and the cycles. It is about connecting with the full moon there at the top of this card, allowing yourself to use these portals and these moments of change, especially because we're going into eclipse season and Scorpio season, and the veils are becoming thinner, and there's an intensity that is ramping up. And Scorpio is all about power and transformation and sex, death, and rebirth. There's going to be a lot of intensity that's coming through in the coming months. So making sure that you're deeply nourished and really holding yourself in a good way and holding the screaming baby when it comes up, and really tending very lovingly to what it is that you need. So it's like meeting our own needs and then being clear about what our needs are relationally as well with others. So tending to yourself almost in this way of reparenting yourself, holding your inner child, holding the parts of you that might be screaming and resistant and resilient or in trauma, holding those parts with such love and tender care, giving them the nourishment that they need, that sweet honey from the bees, to really be deeply cared for and tended. And as you can see, there's the rose here blossoming and opening at the heart. And rose is the highest vibration frequency of love on the planet, along with rose quartz crystal. And this is that, again, that Chiron opening the heart, cracking the heart open with more love, more compassion for the gems that are in the wounds, for what is being healed, for what is being recovered and restored. And so that is also part of that nourishment here. And then the final card here that came through is the Galactic Rainbow Shamaness. And Chiron really is the shaman, the shamaness of the cosmos. And it is, there is this ancient belief that the shaman, the shamaness is the wounded healer. It's part of how they are able to offer their medicine, to bring forward their gifts as a boon to the community, like the mythic journey that Joseph Campbell talks about, the hero or the heroine's journey. And so really knowing that the journey that we go on, all that we move through, our experiences, especially in our own lives in the relational field, gives us that capacity to show up and bring our own medicine to the world based on what we have moved through and gone through. And this is also, the shamaness really connects to the other realms, to the other worlds. They are very deeply connected in the relational field, not just to people, not just to the planet, not just to the body, but to the web of all life, to this greater web that is existent here. And so also asking, because this is also associated with the ancestors, how you can come into right relationship relationally, as well as we're moving into Scorpio season and Samhain at the end of October here, how we can come into right relationship with our ancestors, with the web of all life, with the liminal zones, with the other worlds that are around us, with the other beings that surround us, and really allowing ourselves to clear any resistance we might have to that, of being able to commune with other realms and be a bridge between the sacred and the profane, to be someone who can walk in other worlds and then return to this world with gifts and medicine. That's really the medicine of this card that it is bringing forward, that it is offering. And so allowing ourselves to really see the places where we can relationally begin to put our feelers out into the other realms and see what wants to be repaired, see what wants to be healed, see what wants to be brought back into right relationship. For the shaman, the shamaness, again, it is the wounded healer. It is an energy of being able to heal, to transmute, to transform, to clear, to transmute in the flames and release what is no longer serving. So it's almost like healer, heal thyself, being your own healer, holding yourself in deep nourishment, holding that screaming baby, and being able to bring yourself your own gifts of healing that you need in this moment with Chiron to really be able to support you as you are really tuning in to this greater web of all life that is here. And so let me just take a moment to tune in here to see if there's anything else. It feels like there's something else that is wanting to come through right now. One of the shamaness's greatest tools is the imagination and being able to tune into the imagination. And so what I'm sort of seeing around this is that as we clear, as we are releasing and letting go, as we are bringing healing and deep nourishment to the places within us, to the screaming babies within us, and start to restore ourselves to wholeness and start to bring forward those gems that might be hidden in the wounds, that we can really start to exercise our imagination of what it is that we want to create in the relational field. What do we desire our relationships to look like? What do we desire those sacred containers to feel like? If you remember the reading from the new moon in Libra that we had, the co-create sacred containers of partnership card, what do you envision those containers to be like? And what do you envision that greater web of all life pulsing with all of us thriving at the self, group, and world level? That more beautiful world our hearts knows is possible. To begin to tune into that vision and to imagine it, to sense it, to feel it, to start to really call it in the magical realms, changing consciousness at will. That's really what magic is in a lot of ways. And so getting clear about that vision of how you want to relate now. What does it look like to be in shining, radiant, right relationship with yourself as a sovereign being in that Aries me energy, but also relationally in the we field, with our intimate partnerships, with our friendships, in our communities, and in that larger web of our humanity? What do we see for that? What do we envision in which where we can all thrive, where we can all be in right relationship, and with the earth? Right? This is such an opportunity to really, I would say, heal and repair relational bonds that have been broken with this energy of this full moon conjunct Chiron. And so really feel into that for you. Where do you want to repair those relational bonds that have been broken? Body, land, earth, the greater web of all life, intimate relationships, partnerships. And just really allow yourself to come into that place of repair. Remember, the Ho'oponopono prayer is here to support us. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And to then start to imagine and envision and call forth that new way of being and relating in right relationship that you want to call forward, that you want to vision, that you want to live into now. It's an opportunity to start anew as we cleanse, as we clear, as we shed with this full moon, and knowing that our next new moon that we are coming to in a couple of weeks is the eclipse portal. It is the new moon in Scorpio eclipse. And eclipses amplify intention setting, they amplify new beginnings, and they are accelerated portals of change. And so we're really going to be entering into this. And so it's a potent time to really start clearing, visioning, getting really clear, using that imagination to say, this is what I envision. This is what I want to call forward relationally, of how I can really be in my full sovereign power and be in the world in a good way, offering my gifts, my medicine, showing up, sharing my light, sharing my love currency. And so getting clear in these next 2 weeks, using this moon as a powerful opportunity for healing, clearing, releasing, so that as we approach the eclipse portal, you can be cleared, clean, ready, in your clear vision, and really ready to call forth the new beginnings that this portal is going to offer us in the access of power and resources with Scorpio and Taurus. And so I'll be back to talk more about that, don't worry, and so looking forward to supporting you on the revolutionary journey. Again, if you'd like to see how these energies are showing up for you in your own chart, especially how the eclipse portal is going to be touching you, be sure to sign up for a one-on-one oracular astrology reading. The second edition of the Sacred Revolution Oracle is here. You can order below. Make sure to get your copy before they sell out again. The first edition sold out in 2 months. And then also be sure to get your free copy of the PDF guidebook that we have for you, the 22 Revolutionary Oracle and Tarot card spreads to ignite the new earth. And may it support you, especially going into this eclipse portal. That's why I wanted to get it out before then, so you have this to be able to support you through this portal of transformation. And so wishing you so much love and blessings on your journey with this full moon.